Hey there, this is Greg, the Masked Gamer, and I am back ready to do the first confrontation in Dante Inferno. For those of you who are new to my station, this is a place for folks who are COVID cautious to talk about board games. You don't need to be COVID cautious in order to be here, provided there is no harassment, denialism, or minimization of any kind. With all of that said, I am, of course, here by myself today with my nice little slanted apartment, and therefore I do not need to wear a mask, and you can see my face while I talk through my glasses. Um, you could probably tell already, but this game's got some table presence. Like there is some massive table presence here with this 3D thing, the throne, the miniatures, the columns. It looks fantastic. Um, all of that said, I did have to move everything around. I've realized there's absolutely no way for me to fit the character sections and the baddie section on the screen at the same time. So we're just going to wing it with what it is. And it's going to be totally fine and everything's going to be great. But we're going to do some flavor text. I'm going to be kind of trudging through the rules because I don't remember half of what I read a few nights ago. Heck, I don't remember half of what I did today. It's been quite a day as usual. But anywho, just in case you are skipping the first video and came straight to here, we wandered around through Limbo. We got Daedalus's wings, completely failed to fly over the walls of the castle. And eventually Julius Caesar came and was like, yo, Minos will see you. And now here we are in Minos's court. And he's going to kick our tuchuses as we learn the game. I've done all the setup, and here we go. Minos, the infernal judge. Finally, you arrive at the court, where Greek columns rise to a starry ceiling that imitates the Knights of Crete. The infernal judge waits impatiently on his throne, and from where you stand, you can barely see the tail whose knots sentence the damned. So you can you can kind of see it in this picture here. He's got this little tail behind him. Let me put it up close there. See, he's got this tail. It looks cool. I wish I could paint. I can paint. He's kind of wobbly too, and I didn't report it. I only reported the two wobbly minis that they said were wobbly, but it seems like all of the minis are all of the big minis are wobbly, but it's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. There, you wanted my attention, right? Well, here I am, but know that I am furious. You interrupt the nuptials that I have waited for more than 2 millennia. The former king snarls in a thunderous voice. Behind you, a woman sneaks along the walls, and you are struck by an epiphany. Minos is not allied with the invaders. He just took time to spend with his wife, who came along with them. Nuptials, the poet gasps. Forgive me, your majesty and excellency, but in the name of the high power, I ask you to end your delights. Many souls without judgment return through the dark forest, and as you know well, the last thing men need is supposed messiahs. Dante forgets about the knights for a moment. May he forgive me, but 7 nights. May he forgive me, but 7 nights are my right, and 7 nights I shall have. And you, garrulous poet, unless you wish for me to straighten that crooked nose of yours, turn around with your people and do not bother me any longer. The Florentine thinks about an answer, but you are certain that the audience is over. So we have set this up. We've taken the. I'm gonna take this keyboard. Actually, clock. Nope, this book just don't want to fit in. Ignore everything I'm saying. Okay, so the keyboard's now backwards. All right, so we have taken the King Minos status card and placed in the appropriate space, face up. Here is what that looks like, and I'm going to read it, his things. So he has a sturdiness of 5, which means we have to do 5 or more. Or is it 6 or more? I think it's 5 or more. We have to do 5 or more damage to him in order to inflict a wound, a single wound. Yes, it has to be equal. And then there's this other number, which is the number 2 here, and that is the threshold. So if we do get that many fumbles, Yeah, if we get that many fumbles, then he's going to do a counterattack. We also have the Throne of Limbo, which is also a monster. That one has a sturdiness of 7 and a threshold of 3. Minos also has 2 special traits. I'm reading everything for the first time, and it's going to take longer as a result, and it is what it is. The first is Wrestler. Minos can hold any combination of 2 champions and or pillars. If he were to hold a third object, he will release one of the ones he is already holding. If he can, Minos releases pillars instead of champions, and pillars collapse when they are released. So we're going to look up the keywords hold and release, just because they're in there. Release is actually not listed in there, which is weird. Hold is large, strong malefactors use their bulks to their advantage. When a champion or a piece of furniture is held, their model is removed from the board and they are subject to some special rules. They're carried along with the malefactor to wherever they move to. If they're in a special zone off the board, they are not considered to be in the area of the malefactor who is holding them, but they are still engaged in combat. If any malefactors are destructed to distance from or approach from the champion who is held, they will not move. If they target another champion, consider they are occupying the same area as the malefactor who is holding them. Oh gosh, there's a lot of these. They're not considered valid targets, including any range effects. If anything refers to the fiercest champion while they're being held, it refers to the second fiercest instead. If other champions try to target them, they cannot. It is only placed back when released or thrown. A champion who is held may suffer stun 1 with fatigue 6 as a free action to try and break free. They must succeed in an attribute test for aggressiveness or prowess equal to the sturdiness of the malefactor holding them. If that malefactor has 2 or more action decks, consider the highest among them. They must roll the indicated number of dice and will be successful as long as it results in a number of it's successful if it results in a number of fumbles equal to or smaller than what the champion has in the attribute. So in other words, if it tests 5 in his case, they roll 5 dice, and they have to roll less fumbles than their actual attribute in aggressiveness or prowess. When it's released, reposition in a free space. When it's thrown, reposition in free space, etc., etc. I have to look up stun 1 and fatigue 6 to understand that fully. Fatigue 6 is extra damage they take when they fail to assign a cooldown card to their board or other effects. They suffer X damage for each effect they trigger, applying it all at once. They fail to assign. Oh, so if you don't have these cooldown cards, you assign them. But I guess that same thing would focus for a companion. Oh, yeah, if it removes a readiness token from their card if it is a companion. Let me double check all this. Oh gosh, there's so many rules here that it's funny because it's like just play the game, but just play the game is just not going to work for this at all. There's just too much stuff going on. Where is the page on companions? Companions. Here we go. Companions follow the steps of restricting many of which these there's only connect you law. Radio server okay. I understood all of that, but I didn't read it out loud. And then finally we have stun, which is they take a wound card, cooldown face up, and place it on one of their unblocked maneuver slots. They move any maneuver cards that might be there to their discard. Companions remove one of their readiness tokens, cooldown face up from their cards, and they choose one that has been assigned. Okay. Oh, they removed the token completely. But during the preparation phase for the companion, do they lose that forever then? During the rebuild step, retrieve all readiness tokens with the correct placement. Transfer the limited remaining number of maneuvers. I mean, I think. Oh. When they do prepare, they take one that is off the board and place it in that slot. Okay, I understand. I think I understand. Ooh, wait. Okay. So that was the first of the two things on this card. The second is living furniture. The throne of limbo is considered furniture in addition to being a malefactor. It cannot be moved or change its facing, but it can be thrown or pushed. Whenever Minos moves into an area the throne is in, he sits on it instead of shoving it. Our objective here is to defeat King Minos. Minos is not willing to talk and will not understand any language other than that. The battlefield. When Minos is defeated, read the blah blah blah. And then he's got this deck of cards, very thick deck of cards actually. The throne has a smaller deck. And in order to kill the champion, we have to remove all of these cards, which is a whole lot more wounds than a game such as Kingdom Death Monster or basically any of those kinds. Okay. So hopefully that means that it gets done faster. The first round is going to begin with the caravan's turn from the clean up step forward. All right, so the caravan's turn starting from the clean up step. Clean up step. So clean up step. Clean up step. Clean up step. Which page is clean up step on? It's telling me all about attacks first. I just like to walk through it very quick, very safe. Okay. In the cleanup step, they will prepare their champion board to play maneuver cards in a new turn. They will move every maneuver card on their board to the discard pile, but there are none, and they will remain until some effect instructs them to remove that. And I hate that they didn't put the companions on the same page. It's actually making it almost more complicated. They don't do anything during the cleanup step. Okay. During the rebuild step, the players are going to draw new maneuver cards. They will draw 4 cards. Okay, so we're going to draw 4 cards for our main person, and I'll talk through these cards after once I get to like actually starting to take a turn. This is pretty wild because the way this is set up here, I can only actually see that these columns are here behind these cards by using the overhead camera. So I'm going to actually be needing the camera in order to play. It's interesting based on the face that I have here, but it is what it is, what it is. Okay, so they drew the cards. I don't have to reshuffle right now, so we will worry about that later. With their boards in hand, during the rebuild step, they retrieve all readiness tokens that have their cooldown side up and place them in the token area on that companion's card. So these tokens all go up here, and these go up here, and these, oh my god, I have to stretch to get to it. Everything's so far away. Again, I always say this: if anybody wants to like buy me like rigs and make all of this look prettier, I am very open to that idea. I do the best with what I have. Okay. Great. So we've done the rebuild step. Now, in the preparation step with their boards and hands ready, the champions need to perform one last step. Each champion receives prepare 1. They will remove 1 cooldown from their card from their board. So this is going to remove a cooldown, which means I'm going to be able to do 1 maneuver. Now I'm putting these on the bottom of this deck instead of the top because those have different effects on the other side, apparently. Champ companions will take a readiness token that is not on their card and place it in the token area. Cooldown face up in both cases, but currently the companions don't have any of that because they just took everything from the boards. And then every champion receives Invigorate 3. So I get 3 Invigorate. 4 plus 3 is 7. 6 plus 3 is 9. And 6 plus 3 is 5 plus 3 is 8. Okay. All right. Now we get to take actions. We can take basic actions and perform maneuvers as we wish in any specific order of turns. So we can do one thing, do something else, etc., etc. So now we are going to take like probably 15 minutes to talk through everything that we could potentially do. So there's some basic actions. So we can get 1 movement point per vigor we spend. We can interact with furniture in our area to do whatever it says for the furniture. And we can give a findings card to another champion at any range. Okay, so Firstly, let's talk about Sophia the Wanderer. She is our artiste. She has backstab because she's like a little rogue. That lets her consider the sturdiness 1 point lower when they attack from the back. She also has a skill called improvisation, where she can play a maneuver card on top of another one by spending 3 vigor points for each card that is currently in that slot. So she can chain her stuff together. Let's take a look at the cards that she has in her starting hand. All the art's the same on these, so I'm not going to hold them up to the camera. I am just going to read them out loud. First, we have Twin Strike, which will raise her fierceness by 1. So I don't know what exact effect that's going to have, but currently her fierceness is at the bottom. She would move up 1 slot if she uses Twin Strike. It says you make an attack, and then there's a keyword combo, which would give it a 4 dice bonus. The keyword combo is, I'm assuming it's if somebody else attacked first, but we're going to see. Artists are experts at synchronizing movements to compose devastating choreographies. If this is triggered when the champion performs the action by placing the card on top of another maneuver card on their board. Okay, so if I do something and then I spend 3 vigor with my improvisation to play a card on top of that, that's when I get the +4. Interesting. Okay, cool. The second card is Flourish. You can move to with climb, so that means I can go up or down levels without needing stairs. And then I make an attack with a +1 bonus. If I changed levels during the previous move, that gets an additional 2 dice, and as a collateral effect, I would move 1. Collateral effect is applied if I do more than the sturdiness of the card. So I can like, so basically what that means, right? If I was standing over here, I could use Flourish to move 1, move 2 behind him. I can then backstab him with a +2 die bonus. Sorry, total of +3. So I would roll my attack +3, and his sturdiness would be 1 less. And then if I succeeded, I could then move 1 more space, so I can like go up to the throne or down to the ground and do all of that in 1 turn. That's how I understand that. All right. Next, we have Performance. I can copy a maneuver that is on another champion's board or belongs to a companion. I would consider that I am wielding the weapon that belongs to the champion who owns that maneuver instead of my own when making attacks instructed by them. So I can be like, oh, I'm going to perform a I can, even though I don't have a bow and arrow, I can perform a bow and arrow shot as though I was the bow and arrow wielding dooter. And so that's probably a good one to use to lead up to a twin strike. And then finally, Escape Artist. If I'm held on released, so that's super important, I draw another maneuver card, and then I either empower 2 or invigorate 2 of my choice. Now, empower is, I talked about this yesterday. I would take empower tokens, which let me get extra dice for the attack. Her basic weapon is also a dagger. It rolls 3 dice to hit. If I'm understanding this correctly, whenever I'm attacking, I can pay 1 vigor to add 1 hit after the roll. So she's like a super duper assassin, killer person. Then we have the Devotee. Her weapon is a hollowed monstrance, which has unlimited range. Once per turn, as a free action, she can suffer stun 1 with fatigue 3 to make an attack that has a +2 bonus for each cooldown card on her board, or readiness token off of her card if she is a. So she waits to use that until later, then she can do a big boom. Her other special things is Invigorating Prayer. She receives Inspire 1, which I think is one of those little mini token things, if I recall correctly. Inspire. Nope. What is Inspire? Inspire. Inspiration token. When they make an attack roll, they can discard the inspiration token and flip the die side that counts as a fumble into a double hit after the roll. Oh, that's cool. So these inspire tokens these Inspire tokens let you turn a fumble into a hit. That is, woo! That is like dice mitigation 101 for me. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna forget all of this and keep looking it up while I play. You're just gonna have to bear with me. She also her or another champion within range 2 gets Invigorate 3, and she can discard 4 Inspired tokens to also cause that champion to heal a wound. So if she keeps building up these Inspiration tokens, then she can heal everybody. Her second ability is Bless. She receives Inspire 1, so she keeps getting Inspire with these things. You or another champion within range 2 just receives Empower 2. You can discard 4 Inspired tokens to cause that champion to also receive Restore 1, so I see this dispaces. And Compel. A Malefactor at any range moves 2 approaching you. You either receive Inspire 1 or grant Precision 2 to the next attack that against that Malefactor this turn at your choice. Okay. This is going to obviously have a lot of character-to-character interplay, and I'm already glad that I'm just playing with these companions because my brain is melting already. We talked about the Rebels things in the last thing. He has Power Shock, which lets him make an attack with +3 dice. If he's above the target, it's an additional +2 dice. But this one is blocked by a wound, which needs to be healed first. Ambush, receiving Power 4, set a trap within range 1. If you're not on ground level, set this trap within range 3. Instead, Focus Shot, you receive Invigorate 2. Make an attack with a +1 bonus. If you're above your target, it's a +2 dice bonus. So he wants to get above everybody, which should be pretty easy because once per turn is a free action if he's not being held. He can advance to an area or to the top of a pillar within range 2. Whenever he has a longbow, which is a ranged weapon, it has a range of 3, but he can't attack things within his own space. 3 dice damage. Whenever you're attacking, you can play 2 Vigor to reroll 1 die after the attack. They have quite a lot of kit for like the first battle here. And then finally, we have the mercenary over here. His long sword has a melee attack of 3. When you're attacking, you can pay 2 Vigor to add 2 dice. His abilities are Provoke. You receive Invigorate 4, Empower 2 until the end of this round. Your marker on the Fierceness track cannot be moved down. Ruthless Assault, you make an attack with a +1 die bonus. This attack receives an additional 4 dice for each wound you have, so the more wounded he gets, the better it is. And then there's Heavy Throw. There must be furniture in the area you're in. Throw that furniture at the Malefactor within range 2, inflicting 6 damage on them. You can spend 5 Vigor to inflict the same amount of additional damage. Interesting. Okay. So that's all the abilities we have, and we're gonna see how this all plays out. I have no idea what I'm doing. We're going to see how it goes. I believe what I want to do is start with the Outcast and use this Ambush ability to receive Empower 4. So he's going to get, I think that, those are those little tokens. Oh, he's got Empower 4. And then he is going to, and that also lets him place a trap within range 1. So we're going to pop this trap down here with the expectation that we're going to lure the boss off of that thing. That does not move his stuff around at all. He is still Fierceness 1. I think the next thing that I want to do is make sure that my tank is the one who gets hit. So we're going to go ahead and use Provoke. That gives him Invigorate 4, which brings him to maximum health, and Empower 2. And I'm going to move that up a little bit so I can kind of see it better. And until the end of this round, your marker on the Fierceness track cannot... Oh, it moves his Fierceness up 3, and until the end of the round, it can't be moved down. So he's going to stay at the top of the Fierceness track, no matter what else happens. And that was Provoke. Next. All right, so I've provoked. So that guy's in front. People have got health. Okay. What is Precision 2? Precision 2 is... it increases the attack threshold which prevents the likelihood of a counterattack. Because if I get 2 fumbles, there's a counterattack. That's interesting. Okay, but I think what we're gonna do. Oh, I have to remember what these little tokens do because I have these little tokens. Just to remind myself, the blue one lets me perform a maneuver on a slot that's occupied by another maneuver card, or a companion to perform a maneuver that is not blocked by a wound. 3. Oh. Wait. And then the green one, which the artist has, is block 6 damage. Okay. So we're gonna use compel. The malefactor at any range moves 2, approaching. So first it raises my fierceness by 2, but only by 1 because I used that provocable. Now the malefactor at range 2 is going to move approaching me. So it's going to move here and trigger this trap. So the trap that it triggers, that triggers, remove the action token from the board and it puts 1 wound on the malefactor's action deck with the lowest sturdiness if they have more than 1. If an action or counter attack is being resolved, control the effect, blah blah blah. Okay, so I just get to discard that card right away. That just does 1 automatic wound. So that's what traps do. Now, does the malefactor stop moving? Is the question. Sturdiness. No, it looks like it keeps moving as far as I can tell. So it's going to move into the space surrounded by all of us. So I have wanted it. I can either receive Inspire 1 or grant Precision 2 to the next attack made against that malefactor this turn. My choice. I'm going to go ahead and take that Inspire token because I know I already have a wound that I need to do to somebody. And I want to make sure that I know what these tokens are and that I'm using the right tokens for the right things. Very quickly, he says very quickly, there's nothing quick about anything going on in this game at all. Where is the table of contents that tells me these are the things in the box? I don't see that. So I guess that's that. Okay. So I've done that. I can just keep doing stuff until I feel like the world is over, I believe. I think. Yeah, sure. Why not? Next thing is we are going to use my clockwork rings to move to the top of the pillar within range 2. Ba-ba-da-dum! Clockwork rings. And look, I'm flying on top of this pillar. Yes. Okay, flying on top of the pillar. I have to flip that over because I can only use that. Oh, I can use that once per turn. Okay. What? Ismo, was that you? You okay? My doggo's giving me a weird look in the corner there. All right, please stop. Okay. So I floated up there with my clockwork wings. I'm just going to flip that over so that I remember. I'm going to put it on its side since I can use it everywhere. And then he's going to be able to do an attack. So he's going to use Invigorate. He's going to use Focus Shot, which moves him up 1 on the track, switching with the goatee again. He receives Invigorate 2, bringing him up to 11. I make an attack with a +1 die bonus because I'm above my target. It's an additional +2 dice. So I have 3 dice. I have 3 more dice for being above. That's going to be a 6 die attack from up there. And I don't think I do all of that like effort reroll stuff in the attack phase. I don't think I get all of that. There's this other mitigation that happens instead. Does that sound accurate? Let's see. It's a during a heal. Range. Moving facing to text. Nope, doesn't say anything about it. Okay, so we have 6 dice to roll. And we want to get like exactly a 5 or a 6 on this one. Well, that was terrible. We didn't get enough hits to hit it, and we got so many fumbles that we would do a counterattack. So what exactly does that? Oh wait, I had this thing which gives me +4. What does it do? I forgot I had it. Inspire. What's the other one? How? Oh, so I had to roll 4 more dice. Is what it is. Okay. So it appears that my luck, my normal luck, has come to haunt me. I've gotten exactly 5 hits, which will be enough to wound it. But I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fumbles. 7 fumbles. Everyone on my first attack roll in this game. 7 fumbles. Amazing. Okay. So great. Okay. So oh my god. I think this is going to be really bad. But let's wait. Where's the scared? Okay. Oh boy. All right. The counterattack has been provoked. For each additional fumble rolled, each damage described as base damage is increased by 1. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I needed 2 fumbles to do the thing. So this counterattack from this wound that I'm going to do is going to do an additional 5 damage. This is going to be great. We have an arcing spin. It's going to be, oh, shitballs. Well, this went terrible. So the first thing that's going to happen here is this is going to inflict 7 damage on each champion in the area that Minos is in. The good, the good news for me is I can use this to block 6 of that damage, so Sophia will only take 1. So that's one thing. 7 damage to the mercenary is going to bring him to 5, and 7 damage to the devotee is going to go ahead and give her a wound. So she's going to take one of her things and she has to block. He has to block one of her abilities. I get the feeling you're going to lose this fight. Let's see here. Where is this? Where is this? Champions 36. Wounding champions. Okay, so she immediately becomes the least fierce champion. And she resets her vigor back to 6. If they do not have 3 readiness tokens on their card, they take one that is not on their card and move to the token area to the side up. Otherwise, they take one of their readiness tokens, cool down side up, and move it back to the token area, flipping it to the wound side. Cannot be used for form anywhere that cannot be removed from there. Except by it. We move it back to the token area, flipping it to the wound side. Okay. So I think, oh, if a champion does not already have 3 readiness tokens on there, she only has 1. Okay, I think that just means that this becomes it's not blocking an ability. Is that true? This is very confusing to me. They take a readiness token that is not on their card and to the token area, move side. Otherwise, they take one of their readiness tokens, cooldown side, back to the token and flipping it to the boom side. Cannot be used for forming moves. Store X. It's just the picture is really weird because like in the one picture it's like, oh, you put it in your other area and it's like, well, how does it cover a wound? I just don't understand. I'm just gonna wing it and say that she's got a wound and she can't do a thing for now. Yes, yeah. So that was terrible, but that was only one. Next, it's going to move one, distancing itself from the attacker. So I'm going to go ahead and move down here, which is one distance away from the attacker. If Minos did not hit any champions in the first step, block all wounds, but the first that are being inflicted by that attack, if there's any. So he did hit champions, so that still gets discarded. Well, that was terrible. That was absolutely horrible, and that was also like the last thing that that Outlaw can do this turn. But I mean, at least he's in good shape. Oh, and that does mean, for the record, that Sophia is behind Minos, which is where she wants to be. But I think what I need to do here is do some healing. So we're going to go ahead and use Invigorating Prayer, which raises my fierceness by 2. On myself, which invigorates me 3 up to 9, so that doesn't happen again, and gives me another inspired token. I need 2 more to do a restore. But unfortunately, I can't use that wound to do anything. But I can use this inspiration token here to do a free thingy. I don't remember if that's called inspiration or not. It might not be, but whatever. We're going to, because she's going to attack next, we're going to give 2 empower to Sophia. And that's going to give me another inspire. So I've got 3 inspire now. So 1 more and I'll be able to do a heal. Now, what's weird here, I can't actually. So I can't actually attack, but I can use this to the item to attack. I see. So that would be stun 1 and fatigue 3 if I want to do that. So fatigue is. She'll just have to suffer damage because she can't assign a cooldown card to their. Oh, remove a radius token. Oh, I see. Okay. I don't actually see. I'm confused. This whole companion thing is actually confusing me very, very much. Okay. So yeah, I can do stuff with that. I'm gonna wait to do it. You think? Because we want Sophia to get a nice, good hit in here. So here she goes. She's going to spend 1 vigor to move here to the backstab space. And she's going to use performance. Copy a maneuver that is on another champion's board or belongs to a companion. It generates the same fierceness as it applies its stats. She's going to use this ruthless assault. I think. Yeah, because that gives her a +1 to her attack roll. Oh, he could have re-rolled a dot. Oh, that was stupid. I should have re-rolled the die, but that's okay. We're going to consider that. All right. So the sturdiness makes it 1 thing less. Her fierceness, she can't go up to the top because we use provoke at the beginning, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're gonna roll 4 dice. Nope, we're gonna roll 6 dice because she uses these empower tokens. Must use them. So let's hopefully this will go better than the previous roll went. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That definitely did. Sturdiness is considered to be 4. I'm going to want to pay 1 vigor to add 1 more hit because that will make my wounds 8 against 4, and I think that means I do 2 wounds if I am correct. Multiple wounds. Yes, I do 2 wounds, so that's 1 wound, and that's a second. So that went much better than that first attack went. I can also give myself a sin card to cause another champion to myself or another champion to cure a wound. So I might want to do that on the devotee, because then she can empower me again before I do stuff. Let's do that. Okay. I'm going to spend this card and draw a sin card. So this sin card is now in my hand. It's called Abstain. It's a reaction when the malefactor at any range is about to counterattack. I can receive recall 1 and cancel that counterattack. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Recall 1. Turn 1 maneuver card from my champion board to my hand. But then it also goes onto my board, and it kind of almost counts as a wound type thing. I'll try to explain that more when it comes up later. But I did that. I got the wound, and I'm going to let this person restore 1, flipping it back over. Then Annabelle is going to get 1 more Inspire to give 2 Empower back to the Wanderer because she's going to attack again soon, and discard 4 of these. Oh, wait, no. It's going to give 2 Empower to the Kaiden, who can then discard 4 of these to receive Restore 1. Now, I believe that goes back on top of here. Removes 1 from their card. Okay, so that goes all the way off the card. But at least everybody's back to like full health. But he still can't do nothing. We don't have one of them tokens. Okay. That's fine. All right. So we're going to go ahead and spend. Oh, shoot. She's going to be very, very almost dead. And there's going to be a lot of extra dice getting rolled if she does that. That is maybe not so great. Oh, wait, I did that. Oh, but I can use Abstain to cancel that counterattack. But I think if I use this sin card something else while it happens, sins, oops, sins, 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 sins. Sins, 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 sins. This is not what I'm looking for. Sin, sins. So yeah, so I could potentially use that to interrupt and then cause that to discard the 2 cards that I had and like really chain some stuff together. I think I'm going to try for it. So here's the fun part. I have to spend 3 vigor bringing myself down to 2 in order to make this attack that's going to get plus 4 dice. So that gives me 4 dice from that. 1, the sturdiness is 1 lower because I'm backstabbing, and then 3 dice from my daggers. I think this is how it works. You know, I feel like I need to ask somebody from Creative Games Skill to be like, what did you do wrong in this video? Because I feel like I've done a lot wrong. Okay, well, we got some fumbles in there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits and 3 fumbles. And I don't currently have any way to mitigate those fumbles. So there will be a counterattack. I can see what the counterattack card is before I decide it's going to do 1 wound. The counterattack is going to be move 2, approaching the fiercest champion at any range. If there's any champion the area Minos is in, we're going to hold the fiercest among them. Can't inflicting 3 base damage on them, and the counterattack is ended. Or to the closest pillar and do things. Now, the problem here is it's held. How do I get out of holding? Get out of holding by suffering stun 1 and fatigue 6. And I would have to roll 5 dice and get 2 fumbles or less. Yeah, I'm gonna get duration token. We're gonna go ahead and just play it out, do the whole thing. We're gonna do this recall. We're gonna abstain. So that's gonna put these 2 cards in my discard pile. Recall 1. Oh, that lets me put something back in my hand, I think, right? Recall, 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 recall. Yeah, I put 1 back in my hand. It's definitely not going to be that twin strike again, because that extra damage is actually pretty bad when you think about it. And I canceled the counterattack. Okay. All right. I did what I did. So we're kind of worried that our friend the mercenary is not going to be able to do much stuff. But I think what I want to do is try to taunt Minos back to me first. So I'm going to do this thing where I suffer. How do I suffer stun 1 again? So we're going to go ahead and remove the one that heals from the board. And then that takes fatigue 3, which is she's going to take 3 damage. That brings her to 6. In order to make an attack with +2 dice for each cooldown token off my card. So there's only 1 currently off my card, which is this one. So that's going to be 5 dice. 5 dice. Okay. So I just need to get 5 hits to at least do something. Hopefully I do something, because if I don't do something, that would be sad. Oh, she can't use this because she would have to draw a sin card. Wait, Callum's runs. What is this? Hold on. I have to see what happens if a companion is supposed to draw a sin card. Companion is supposed to draw a sin card. What happens? I need to equipment. Scan. Sin. Ah, this is so confusing. Oh my goodness. Missions, saves, save cards. It doesn't say anything about what this would do, but this card does not say that a companion can't equip it. I could affect the force from discarding you the card you will save. So this card said cannot be equipped by companion. This card did not say that. So I'm assuming that just means she just doesn't draw the sin card and she lets the other champion receive expatriate. And that would remove this sin right here. Is that right? Expatriate. Expatriate. Okay, so we remove the sin card and we put a cooldown instead. I think that's what that does. Geez, I'm so sorry. This is not is not going very smoothly, is it? Sin. They're moved to the sin card discard. Okay, so that would be. Woo! All right. Now the thing is that puts a cooldown in there, so I don't get like it's gonna still slow my roll quite a bit. Did I do a wound? What did I do? Did I roll these dice? What did I do? I don't remember. Did I roll these dice yet? I don't think I did. I think I said I was going to expatriate first to be safe. I am not sure. But we're going to go ahead and roll these 5 dice and hopefully get 5. Whoa, okay. We got 7 hits with one thing, so that's enough to do another wound. Boom. Uh-oh, this next card is an Arcana card. What does that mean? Oh, I guess... Oh, it doesn't have a counterattack, but he's going to do a thing. Because I think... Because those are all real words. Hi. Okay, so... That is all of that. I don't have any wounds yet, so Ruthless Assault doesn't do all that much. What happens if I throw furniture? Oh, you know what? I'm also think I'm supposed to be like getting onto these like chests, these spaces up here to like interact with those and find items, which is something I just haven't been doing at all. But other people. Ooh. Okay, so the devotee, is going to spend 1, 2 to move up here. And then do I have to spend vigor to search? So I think it's just that it costs me movement to move up there. Maybe Bueller. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I think that means I just take a finding card from the finding deck. Yep, I remove this from the board. And I take a finding card. Waters of the Styx. As a free action, discard this card to either remove a sin card from your hand or receive 1 aggressiveness token at your choice. So aggressiveness tokens are this thing, aggressiveness tokens, do the thing. Sorry, this is really clunky for me, my bad. They let you discard a token to add 6 hits after they make it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to give that to that dude there, but I also like don't want my health to go down anymore. Now, what is interesting is Caden has a lot of extra health, so he could technically spend 4 to move to this other space, bringing him to 7. We're gonna do that. Boom, 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 boom. And he's gonna search for this arc here. And that's gonna give him Waters of Fluathala. As a free action, discard this to remove a sin from your hand or receive Invigorate 2 and Empower 4 at your choice. Let's go ahead and hold on to that for now. And then I need to see what happens when I throw this pillar. Is that I just sense the well. Some characters use their strength to throw a thing. Reposition empty space with the area of the chart it's located, shove it in this way. There's glass entry position. Never want to shove. Yeah, I think he can do this first. So he's going to spend 1, 2 to move over here, and he is going to throw this pillar at this malefactor, inflicting 6 damage. I don't have the extra vigor to do other stuff with, so it's just going to kind of go into this pool here, but that does do another wound, which stops whatever this Arcana was from happening, which looks pretty nasty actually. So I'm glad I got rid of it. Okay. Then he's gonna really like just get himself killed here. He's gonna run in here into this space with Mr. Minos, and he's gonna go ahead and do a I have to put this here. He's gonna do a ruthless assault where he makes an attack with +1 die bonus. He has no wounds yet, so it's going to be 3 + 1 is 4. He's going to roll 4 dice and hopefully get the 5 hits that he needs. Oh, wait, he rolls 7 dice because he had reason power. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 fumbles. And I don't have any mitigating thing. So that was just a miss. It's going to make a counterattack. And now does counterattack still happen if I did not do a roll? It's a good question. Counterattack. It'll just go to the bottom of their file. So the counterattack still happens. Oh shit. Arcing Spin. Inflict 2 base damage on each champion that is in the area Minos is in. So that's going to do 3 damage to both the Wanderer and the Mercenary, which is going to wound both of them. So we're going to flip this one into a wound. We're going to flip this one into a wound because there's only so much armor I want to be throwing around. And I want to save that big card for that. And then this unfortunately becomes a wound, and it's a broken grid. Whenever you take a basic action, you suffer 1 damage before resolving it. Now this is a hard mode thing, so I'm gonna just ignore that for this game because I feel like I am not doing very well, and I'm still trying to get the hang of this. But yeah, that's that. And as far as I see it, there's nothing else anybody can do except for using these findings that I don't think are useful right now, except maybe. No, it's going to cost him so much to get there. So we're just okay. I think that's the end of our first turn. All right, so that only took 45 minutes. I mean, like all games like this will go faster as I start to learn more about how it works. But it did not go very fast right now. There was lots of looking up words and all of this stuff. I do want to say so far this does feel different from other similar games. There's a lot in each person's kit. There's a lot. Like even these like little mini companions and they're just their 3 abilities is quite a bit in their kit. So, I'm kind of excited to see how this would play with other people. But anyway, Malefactor's turn is pretty straightforward. We're going to do the cards on the top of each deck one at a time. So first we are going to do Home Run. This is Home Run. Number 1. He's going to move 3, approaching the fiercest champion at any range. He's already in that space. Oh, shit. So I knew this card was going to come next. I just wasn't paying attention. So we're gonna be very smart here, and we're just gonna have our friend, the artist, just take a step away. If there's any champions in the area Minos is in, inflict 4 damage on each of them. So that brings the mercenary down to 2 health already. And then those champions suffer push 2. And this goes on the bottom of their deck, if I understand this correctly. They go to the bottom of the deck. And then he's going to get pushed 2. So let's see what push does. Push. 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 Okay, so he gets pushed 1, 2, and he can go into whatever space on that space he wants. So he can just kind of go over there and chill. And that was that. All right. Next, the throne is going to act. This is Dangerous Majesty. I should have probably read these cards before and planned for all of this, but I didn't. The fiercest champion at any range moves 2, approaching the throne of Limbo. 1, 2. Okay. If there are any champions in the area the throne is in, hold the fiercest among them, inflicting 6 damage, and the action ended. Otherwise, Minos advances to the area closest to him with a pillar that's either standing or collapsed and holds it. So technically, this pillar is supposed to be off the board, but I've decided to just kind of put it on him because I know that that's what people have done in videos that I've watched, and he seems able to do it. So he's holding that pillar. And then we're going to take 1 Arcana card and we're going to shuffle it into Minos' action deck. So that can come up again later. So we're going to shuffle this in here. And this goes to the bottom of the throne deck. I guess there's probably like a world in which I should have tried to kill the throne first. I don't know. My objective says when Minos is defeated. So I think the throne is a different thing. But let me talk about it. Does that count as part of it? I think it might if it's on his card. I don't know. I think the throne counts as part of him because it's actually on his card, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We'll see how this all plays out. I mean, I think I'm getting my arse kicked by those counterattacks. Those are obviously the things that are going to kill me, and I need to start paying attention to what's going to come up next. Like the next throne thing is something about polymorphing, and then him advancing, and then him holding somebody, and picking them up and hurting them and doing all of this terrible stuff that I just don't want to have. Okay. And then finally, we're going to reveal the Confrontation event in Limbo. This just has text on it. It says, Chain Lightning. Inflict 6 damage on a champion at any range chosen by the caravan. So that's going to be you because you're not going to get wounded. If there are other characters within range 1 of that champion, inflict 6 damage evenly on them, but there is nobody within that range. Otherwise, that champion suffers stun 3 and, oh my god, stun 3 with fatigue 2. So, you're dead. Okay, well that happened before that round. So we're going to remove 1, we're going to remove 2, and that does another damage. And the fatigue 2 would have happened, but all of that equates to a wound. I think that's how it works. And then this is going to get stored and removed from the game. If it's the 3rd card we store, we're going to read another scene. We're going to read a scene in the Book of Chronicles. So bad stuff will happen if we take too long in this fight. Again, I don't know if we're supposed to kill the throne as well or just him. I don't know any of these things. I'm very confused by a lot of this. Whew. But we're gonna keep trekking on here. All right. So next we're gonna go back to the readying phase, the which we have to do differently for us versus these companions. So the companions skip the cleanup step. The players prepare their champion board by moving every maneuver to the discard pile. Conditions and sit or not move this way. They remain there until someone effect instructs the players to remove them. Okay. Rebuild step. They draw new maneuver cards. She draws one to bring her up to 4. This says stagehand. She can move 2 with climb and receive invigorate 2. Then you become improvised stairs. So another champion can climb through. Interesting. Then that step for companions is they retrieve all tokens with the cooldown side up and place them in the token area. These are ready. These are ready. These are ready, but that stays in. I don't remember how that happened, but it's there. Okay. I feel like I'm doing everything wrong with these companions. The preparation step, everybody heals 3 and gets. Oh wait, no. So hold on. So they only get. She only gets 1 back. She gets all back. Yeah. So you had all of yours. He had 2 that were off the board, so 1 went on. I don't really know what I'm doing. I am completely lost with how these companions work, so we're just going to leave that as it is and move forward. But they do all heal 3. So 4 plus 3 is 7. 5 plus 3 is 8. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. Yeah. Prepare. She removes a cooldown card from the board. Okay. So she's going to have 1 slot available unless a restore happens. And a restore is going to completely remove that. Nope, she just flips it to the cooldown side. That sucks. All right, so we got to get some inspiration going on is the very first thing that we need to worry about today. So first, who do we want to heal? She's going to spend 1 to come back down the stairs here. She's going to use this to, this makes her thing go up 2. She gets inspire 1. She gets inspire 1. You're going to heal 3 up to 11. And yeah, that's the first thing. No, guys, shush, 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 shush. All right, so we're just going to go into backstabbing again. Hold on 1 second. Nope. Nope. Sorry, dog's going wild. Okay, so she's going to move 1 into backstab range. She's going to use this performance card again. And she's going to use again the She's going to use the thing that let the warrior do get have a +1 die bonus, so she's going to use 4 dice. Sturdiness is 1 lower, so only 4 dice. All right, so that is 1, 2, 3. Wow, I cannot hit this guy. Consider you're wielding the weapon that belongs to the champion. Belongs to maneuver instead of your own. Oh, okay. So that means I could have paid 2 vigor for 2 more dice, which we're just gonna say we did. And that was a big mistake because again, I just keep rolling these stupid skulls. So I rolled a stupid skulls again, so I didn't do any damage again. Amazing. So we're gonna do a counterattack with nothing good happening. Overwhelm. If Minos is holding any champions, he's not. Advance to the area the least fierce companion at any range is in. In advance is I just teleport, right? Advance. The least. Oh, well, that's the same space I'm in now. So she, yeah. So he is going to. I'm going to move this pillar here so that he can actually hold her, because he is now holding her. And it inflicts 3 base damage. I was 2 above that, so that's 5 damage, bringing her to 3 health already. Amazing. So she can't do anything else unless she gets healed. And she can't get healed or targeted in any way. So she's just kind of done. Because if she does that, she's going to get wounded again. Amazing. Okay, well, that's it for her. Yikes. Okay. Well. Right. We're going to go ahead and place a trap. So does empower keep empowering is part of this question? So is it our maximum empower bolts? Yeah, I gotta shoot first, so I don't have too much of that. So we're gonna start with a. We're gonna do a focused shot. So that gives me invigorate 2. And this goes up 1, but I'm already on the top somehow. I'm not sure how, but that's what I am. And oh, that's going to be the only thing I can do. It wants to place a trap. We're going to lower this by 2 because I can only do 1 action. So we're going to go ahead and give myself that empower 4, which I'm going to regret, and place a trap because a trap is at least a free wound. And then use this compel thing to move him 2 spaces towards me. So he's going to be trapped. Oops. He's going to get trapped along the way. And he's going to face me. Which at least gets rid of another one of those cards. I'm going to lose this absolutely terribly. And then I can get Inspire or get Precision too. We're going to get Inspire because I have 7 wounds. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with all that. And then and then we're going to use Bless to give me 1 more Inspire. And we're going to empower 2 on the mercenary. And I still have to save up to get 1 more. This is just terrible. You're going to spend 1 to come here. You're going to use your wings to fly over here. And I think there's no limit to the number of bindings I can have. Is that true? Bindings, no. Bindings, no. You have 4 slots to carry equipment. So I can only have 1 finding. So never mind, that doesn't make any sense to do because I can only hold. But that one does let me heal. So we're gonna use this to fly down here. And then he's gonna use 1 to move here. And then do I have to spend vigor to deliver? No. Oh, give to enemy champion at any range. Never mind, I don't have to do all of that. That's silly. This goes up 2. This goes up 1. We're going to give me this, which gives me 2 invigorate. And unfortunately, it's going to make me very, very strong. But I need to get some stuff going on here. So I did that. She's got 1 that lets me remove a bloody blah blah. And aggressiveness lets me do something else. Probably more dice, which I don't really want because too many dice is sucky, as I learned. Too little dice is sucky, too many dice. Or you can add 6 hits to your roll after you make it. Yeah, let's she's gonna give that to him too, and he's gonna do this to get an aggressiveness. Okay. Yeah, because like the only thing left that I'm gonna be able to do. Oh wait. She can do a 3 attack first. Let's have her. She's gonna move 1 over here to stay out of the way. Then he is gonna move 2 into here. And he's gonna go ahead and attack. And this is after the attack roll. I can use that to add 6 something. 6 cents after. So we'll see where we're at. All right. And he's going to go ahead and use, first he's going to use Ruthless Assault. That's going to give him, oh shoot, it's going to give him 5 dice plus 3 dice. Plus 3 dice. 5, 3. And then 6 more dice for all of those power tokens. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. That's a whole lot of dice. I pay 2 more for 2 more dice, but that's not going to bring him above 20, which would be a really big hit. He's probably going to get killed because there's no way he's not going to get a bunch of fumbles with this. But I'm going to roll this off board and then we'll see what we roll. It's going to be mostly fumbles because that's how I roll. It's a bunch of them. I don't know how many, but let's count all of these up. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 with 5 fumbles, 13 attacks. If I use that token, that brings me up to 19, which is just 1 shy of doing 4 wounds, but we're going to do it anyway because I get the feeling I'm going to die no matter what. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3 wounds done. The counterattack happens on the first one. The base damage of it is +3, and it's Overwhelm. If Minos is holding any champions, redirect the damage being inflicted by this attack to the fiercest among them. Release them, and this counterattack is ended. So, hold on. Does that mean I don't do any moves? Figure it out. So that means these other two wounds don't happen, as far as I can tell there. That is absolutely horrible. Wow. So it's looking for. Can't, shoot. Sorry, this is very complicated. Counterattacks targeted. Order of effects. All right, so that means I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 damage to Sophia. So luckily that only does one wound to her, not Jesus Christ, not all of those. So she becomes the least fierce. Well, she already is the least fierce. It's just because we're back to 6. Okay, so this will get discarded. She won't get to do anything else. She gets another wound. I mean, these special wound effects, there's absolutely no reason to do them because hot dang. He does no damage to the boss. And yeah, that's what happened. So I can't do a big attack against Olympic Throw when he's carrying another person because they're just going to get killed. She has an ability that lets her be released, but she has no way to do it because she's being held. So he might as well provoke and get Invigorate 4 and Empower 2 to at least hopefully not die. And that does put him at the top of the track to get attacked by everything else that's about to happen because everybody has basically run out of actions at this point. Except for you. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, running all the way over here with 6 points to grab another finding out of this chest over here. It's a burden of Sisyphus. If you're on top of a building, discard this card to perform a Sisyphus's punishment, which like moves the building around and smushes things. But I don't know if we're ever gonna have a chance to utilize that because things are looking pretty bad here. Yeah, she can't even risk doing an Olympic. Oh, she's got inspiration. All right. Well, no, we're just gonna wait and see what happens, and we're probably gonna die, and it's all fine. Okay, we're going on to the bad guys round. The Olympic throw. Advance to the farthest area with a pillar standing or collapsed at any range with no champions. So that would be either this space or this space. We're gonna go ahead and choose this space. Face the fiercest companion at any range. Throw the pillar at that companion, inflicting 6 damage on them. So that is 6. And then that champion suffers push 1, but I don't think that can be pushed upstairs, so I think that's going to do more bad stuff to me. Push 1. Two collision damage. All right, it's 3 more damage, but I'm still alive. All right, that was that card. Oops, that goes on the bottom of the deck. It sticks around and haunts me forever. I don't even remember if I damaged that, but I put it there. I mean, I'm going to lose either way, so it doesn't matter. There's no polymorph champions. It's going to advance to the area where the champion closest to him is. So that is this area. Minos is now going to hold this champion as well. But I think I can only hold this. So I think what happens if I need to hold a second champion? Says he can hold 2. If you hold a third, release one he's already holding. He releases pillars instead of champions. So that means he's now picked up this person as well, doing. Where did it go? Oh, it's here. Doing 6 damage to them. Okay, so that moves this guy too. And moving. I mean, I'm gonna lose. There's like no way that I'm going to figure out a way to win this fight. 36. Companions. So I'm move it to champion set. Okay. All right. So Minos is now holding that person. And then we're going to see this second event. Open the session. If the throne of Limbo has not been destroyed, Minos advances to its area, occupying its central space and faces A2. So he is now sitting on his throne. Shuffle X Arcana cards into Minos's deck, where X is equal to the number of path cards the caravan has taken. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. So he just got basically 3 more health in this massive deck of cards. And then we're going to store this card that's not the third card yet. This is really, really tough. This is unless I think I'm very much misunderstanding multiple aspects of this game. But it does seem pretty impossible to me at this juncture. Like I don't even know why I would continue at this point. I am very, very near to death on 2 characters. If one character dies, it's game over. His deck is very, very thick. I can't seem to hurt him. I can't seem to not hurt myself. And it all just seems pretty dismal. But we're going to go to our next round and do all of these things again. So, okay, no cleanup step during the revealed step. Reveal all readiness tokens with the cooldown side up and place them in the token area on their board. So this goes here, these go here, Please go here. Okay. Then they take a readiness token, pull down face up, it's off the board, but none of them have one off the board. And heal 3. So that is 9. That is 8. That is 4. No, because yeah, that is 4. No, she's gonna. Well, she shouldn't have done it. Now I think that I also really messed a lot of this stuff up because I think that I think I was only supposed to start with 1 token and not with 3. So that first round shouldn't have gone nearly as well as it did. Like I should have gotten completely smushed them too. But whatever. Yep, that's that. And then for the regular characters, it's going to be for rebuild. There's nothing for her to rebuild. She can prepare 1 to remove this. And oh, she would have drawn a card. All right, so that's where we're at. So we got to do some healing. She can't be healed, so that sucks. So she's going to have to use Escape Artist. If you're held, you are released. So she's released. She's going to draw a maneuver card, and she receives either Empower 2 or Invigorate 2. It's going to be Invigorate 2 because she can't afford any more wounds. So she's at least like alive. So I need to get within 2 spaces of her to do this thing. So the devotee is going to move 1 space over here. She's within 2 spaces of her now. So she's going to use Bless, which raises her by 1. Not this fierceness track seems to really matter much. She is going to receive Empower 2. No, that's the one down. She first receives Inspiration 1, bringing her up to 4. She's going to give Empower 2 to Sophia. And then she can discard all of these tokens to restore 1. And I think I flipped that to the cooldown side, if I'm correct. I don't get to clear the spot. It's still stuck for restore. Yep, it just gets flipped. That's so I can't backstab this thing, which sucks. But what I can do is move 1 space to here and use this ambush ability. Wow, he's gonna like wreck a bunch of stuff and get killed if he ever takes another action. But he's probably never going to take another action, so it's fine. And he can put a trap here. The devotee is, oh, she did this already. The devotee is going to say a malefactor at any, oh, she did this. A malefactor at any range moves 2. It's going to get to the top. This malefactor is going to move 2 spaces. 1, 2. Oh, wait. I can't lay a trap because I am held. I'm still going to do this movement thing. Because that still gives me another inspiration, which is desperately going to be needed here. You receive Inspire 1. 3. So she's going to use her last thing to get another Inspire and Invigorate 3 on this guy, bringing him up to 7. Okay. All right. Gosh, I'm gonna get killed. Well, we're going to spend 2 vigor to come behind him. And we're going to use, spend 3 vigor, bringing us down to 4. To use Cut Purse, where I make an attack and I would draw a finding card. So I'm only rolling 3 dice, 5 dice here because I have this. And I get a finding card. Mask of Indolence is a free action. Discard this card to receive Invigorate 6 or Empower 2 and Inspire 1 at your choice. But first I have to make this attack. And again, I do not do enough to do any damage, but I do get a fumble. So we're just gonna end this really quickly. Move 2, advancing the fiercest champion in any range. I'm in that spot. If there's any champions in the area Minos is in, hold the fiercest among them. So the devotee is now held, inflicting 3 base damage, which is 4 damage, bringing her down to 2. And this counterattack is ended. And again, still not doing any damage at all. Absolutely none. So that's that. Yeah, I mean, whatever. At this point. Oh, wait, the sturdiness should have been 1 less. So I could have paid 1 vigor point to add 1 hit after the roll, bringing it to 4, which would have actually at least done a wound. So I did all of that to do 1 wound. I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wounds. And I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 more wounds in order to kill this boss. This game is feeling completely impossible to me at this juncture in time. I don't know what else to say, honestly. Okay. He can't do anything because he's held. She can't do anything because she's held. I will never roll the amount of dice that I need to get out of that, because I would have to roll. She might be able to get out of it, but she needs to save her Invigorate in case she ever gets let go. I just don't know anymore. All right, we're going to get Invigorate 4 and Empower 2. And then we're going to move 1 space. And we're going to attack, and we get 5 dice, 8 dice. 4, 6, 7, 8, and 8, and 4 more. And I do not want to roll more because it's just going to make my fumbling worse. I mean, I'm just going to fumble it all anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yep, we got 4 fumbles as usual. Let's see what the counterattack is first. Okay, I'll be able to do something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that'll be 2 wounds. First, inflict 2 base damage on each champion in the area Minos is in. Inflicts an additional 2 for each object Minos is holding. So that's going to be 4. That's going to be 8. So that brings him to 3 health left. That gives her another wound. Oh, no, that doesn't happen. This gets discarded and the wound goes here. I'm just kind of waiting for this to end at this point. Move 1, distancing yourself from the attacking champions. So you're going to move back up here. If Minos did not have any champions with this, but he did. And then it'll do a second wound as well. And that's everything that I can do this turn. She should be at 6 now. Right. Head to head. Move 3, approaching the fiercest champion at any range. Which, he should be at the top right now. So he's going to move here. If there are any champions in the area Minos is in, hold the fiercest among them. So he has to release 1. We'll have him release her and hold him. Inflict 6 on each champion that's being held. Okay, so that's 6 on the artist, 6 on that. That's the final wound on the artist, and that's it. I have done. So, The confrontation ends when the caravan manages to fulfill one of the confrontation objectives or when one of the people is defeated. Failure. It does not. So if I fail, is it just over and I would start over? Is that how the rules go? Game ends. Petition. Some cases does not mean it's the end of the campaign. Some have a fail forward mechanic. This one doesn't. So I think that means that my solo campaign is over. I have lost. I have died. I will have to start over again. I'm obviously missing a lot about how this is supposed to work. That wasn't even close. I do not feel like I had a chance. I do not feel like I would ever have a chance. And it's a shame because a lot of the stuff in this mechanically I think is very interesting. But I mean, am I motivated to give this another try right now? I'm not. I'm disappointed. I'm sad. I am in this space where I'm like, I can't believe I bought all of these expansions and I'm never going to get past the first boss of this because I can't roll dice. And at first I was excited because I was like, oh, look, there's all these ways to mitigate these dice rolls, but I can't use any of them. They're not accessible to me. I can't use these inspire dice to reroll dice rolls because everybody is consistently wounded and I need a turn and a quarter to heal each individual person. I can't get a lot of dice to attack because I just burn it and I can't kill the thing and I hurt myself instead. I can't use too little dice to attack because I still get counterattack, but I don't do any damage. Like the only way I could foresee winning this battle is if I literally, all I did was lay a trap once each turn and did one wound to this guy and played like 30, 40, 50 rounds of this thing. But I have this other card here that I don't know. It might just end the whole encounter. I might only have 3 rounds to kill him. So I'm a little concerned. I'm a little lost. I'm a little sad. I'm going to try to ask for some advice in some Discord channels, but right now I feel like there's nothing I can do. And that's sad. That's not how I wanted to end this video. But anyway, because I was stoked about this, and it looks beautiful, but I just don't know what to do with it. Well, anyway, I got to get on with the rest of my night. So thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, I mean, you keep your health bars full. Whatever you do not forget, keep your health bars full. Do not descend into hell because you'll just die. You'll just die a lot. You'll just be dead. That's it. You'll be dead. Dead, dead, dead. There is a story mode, which is supposed to be easier. I love how I was like, I'm going to try this with the Grim mode, and then by the time I got there, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Story mode would be you don't block the slot if you have a wound, so you can still play cards into the slot even if you're wounded. I mean, that wouldn't even do much for me because I'm playing with companions. I mean, she might have been able to escape. I don't know. I got to do some research. That's it for now. Thanks. Have a great night.